Are we all ready to receive? And are we ready to let go of all our limiting belief patterns, our point of views, our judgments, and more? Let's lower our barriers of emotions, our barriers that stop us, our barriers that limit us, of all that is holding us back from being our true potential. Now, what does that really mean? Would any of you, some of you have already shared that there are barriers to receiving from certain people, from receiving lots of money. Some amount of money is okay, but receiving more money is a problem. Receiving from certain people who you judge as right or wrong. Those are our barriers. Our ego, our jealousy, our envy are our barriers. So what can we do? We just say, I lower my barriers and I'm open to receiving all of life. And let's begin with some gratitude. Let's begin with gratitude because gratitude is a game changer. Let's close our eyes and go into that moment where we are aware of all that we see, all that we are aware of, all that we have within our reach, within our sphere of possibilities, all the people, all the luxuries, the comforts, the messages, the gifts that we truly have, and we are aware of them. Let's express gratitude to all of that. A friend who called you when you just needed to be heard. A food sample that came to you when you just needed some pampering. A meditation that came to you in a WhatsApp. Something that made you believe more in yourself. A message that let you know that you are loved. Let's express gratitude to all that. And let's expand this energy of gratitude and be willing to receive all that we have just acknowledged and more that we are willing to be open to. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Now, what truly stops you from receiving? Let's go there. What is it that stops you from receiving? What are those limitations? What are your distractions? What is it that doesn't allow you to be who you truly are? You can unmute yourself and share. You can unmute yourself and share what it is that is your trigger. Are you aware of what your triggers are? Are you aware what is limiting you is it the awareness that certain people earn their living by dishonest means, so I'm not willing to be friends with them, or I'm not willing to talk to them? Are you aware? I need you to come to the possibility of awareness that yes, this is there, this exists. So certain people I am judging as right and wrong, good and bad. I'm willing to interact with certain people at certain level, and I'm not willing to interact with certain people at certain level. You could write it down. If you're comfortable sharing, you could share about it. Many a times these could be family members, who have probably judged you so much that today you feel that I can't be myself in front of these people, because if I be and if I share my gift with them, they will not accept me. But when you have this trigger, or when you have this distraction in your space, you are not allowing them to contribute to you in any way. They are actually making you more aware of your gifts and your possibilities.
Me, Aditi, I think it has more been one, looking good, or rather people pleaser to a certain extent, and then of
Absolutely.
course this whole imprint or imprint that I've had, that okay, I have to serve others before I serve myself. So both the things have, to a great extent, hampered my own receiving. But thankfully, yes, now it's a very different space that has opened up and is going to open more, is the sense I have. But yeah, for me, this have been and still in certain ways continue to be the distractors.
Yeah. So everywhere you have separated yourself from the others, Reena. Everywhere that you have created a barrier between you and the others, and you're not including yourself in this space of being
Yeah,
kind, of being generous, of me first. Are you willing to change that now?
of course,
And
of course.
everywhere some of you are not willing to receive from certain people, no matter how nice they might be to you. But because we are holding judgments about them, are we willing to change that? And are we willing to receive them with ease? Because every individual that you judge or you're not willing to receive from, suppose there's somebody who's earning their means by wrongdoing, or there is somebody who's in a relationship outside their partner, and you're judging that as right and wrong. Guess what? You can't receive from anybody else who is like them. And how many people like that do we already know? So everywhere you're holding these judgments with people, can we let that go?
Yes.
Right? And once you acknowledge, oh, this is my barrier with this person, this is my limitation with this person or this situation, when you acknowledge it, you are willing to change it because it's come in your perceivable space. You are aware of it. You know this is what is causing that limitation to receive. But it is not a very comfortable space to go there and do that. So you can ask for ease from the universe and you can receive the energy to change this space and continue to be the gift that you truly be. What does that show you? Are you receiving? Are you giving? And how much of a giver have you been? And how much have you judged your own self that I can only give? I was born to give. And of course, when you give, it sparks so much joy in your world. And I wonder how nice and joyful it'll be to receive and create that space of joy for someone else, because there are so many people out there who are willing to give to us. This entire space that we have where we are gifting and sharing our own thoughts, feelings, emotions, ideas, this is so great. So are you willing to make that shift from being the giver to being a receiver today? And are you willing to acknowledge the gifts that you have? It could be just one thing. When we are born, we have a lesson to learn and we are born with a gift that is unique to us. Are you willing to acknowledge that gift? And are you willing to receive everything that comes on this journey to complete that gift? Can I hear a loud yes? Thank you, Nishita.
Yes.
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 You can take 2 minutes and write down the gift that you truly be. The gift that you be to your parents. The gift that you be to your partner. The gift that you be to your friends. The gift that you be to your children, to your pets, to your clients. The gift that you be to strangers. Sometimes your smile, just the fact that you are so joyous, can change the energy of somebody around you. The insights, the nudges that you receive and you act upon, which we sometimes say coincidence or telepathy. When a friend is waiting to hear something good and you make that call, that's your gift. It is your awareness. It is your knowing. Sometimes you know that this road may not lead you to where you truly wish to go. It could be a roadblock ahead. You don't know why you ask people to change paths, but you just know it. There is a knowing at the back of your head. There is a nudge and you follow that nudge. That is when you're being the gift of you.
Aditi, I'm sorry to interrupt, but apparently Namrata is trying to log in. I think we have to allow her to join.
Sorry. I will. So, cool. Uh, so what is receiving really? What does receiving mean to each one of us? When something is given to us, when something is presented to us, like in the form of the gift, when we are paid for our services or a task done, task completed, we receive gifts. Receiving is also enduring something to accomplish something or actualize something. So sometimes we've seen a person through very many struggles and we say, it's impossible that this person endured so much stress or challenges. That is also receiving. Now, bring to your awareness spaces where receiving has a different meaning to you. And what is it that is difficult to receive? While I was designing the PPT for this talk, what came to my awareness was attachments. My attachments are a limitation for me to receive more of me. My attachments to so many things. I would rather spend time with, say, friends, fooling around, chatting around, than being engaged in something that will take me to my higher consciousness. And that's the choice that I'm making. So is that limiting or receiving? Become aware of how much you're willing to receive and how much you're willing to go and stretch your journey. And what is that which is stopping you from being the true, actual being that you are, from being the pure consciousness that you are? When you look at this picture, there are so many images that will pop up. So how you perceive receiving is your choice. And are you willing to accept your judgments, your inhibitions, your differences, your separations? And what is it that you're defining so strongly that is not allowing you to move ahead and take this journey to a greater space? Are you able to see the steps that take you to that doorway? There is this light which is taking you to a doorway. Sorry. How close are you to that door? And what is stopping you to reach there? Can you see the two pictures? Can you see everything that is there in the image? Can you see how beautifully it's all woven in? And that is how we also get entangled in our distractions, our routines, our daily responsibilities. And we hide our actual true self because we're not willing to receive all of it. Not yet. Two things that will take us closer: practice and detachment. You have to receive every day, receive something from nature, from people you love, people who hate you. So make sure that sometimes you make a call to that friend or a colleague who has said the horrible things about you, and be willing to receive that as well. It will only make you more aware of your being.
दे आर स्टिल नॉट एबल टू ज्वाइन, सो मैंने अब लिखा है कि मत करो, अब छोड़ दो, अब जस एंड नम्रता.
Cool, cool. When we offer a service, we are told we will be paid, right, in exchange for our services. So everywhere you have made receiving connected to, you will have to give something to receive something. Are you willing to change that? Everywhere you've made it so real about, if I don't give, I cannot receive. And every time you receive something, the first thought that comes to your head is, how will I repay this? So please, in this very moment, change that and say, I'm willing to receive without being bonded by the obligation of the exchange. I will repeat that. I'm willing to receive without being bonded by the obligation of the exchange. And this is a huge one. And that is why I'm saying practice this. Practice this. Just the way you practice your yoga asanas, just the way you practice your pranayam, just the way you practice your healing or your readings. And disconnect from that space of attaching, giving to receiving?
Aditi, do repeat once more that sentence.
Everywhere you're attaching giving to receiving, and you're attaching obligation to receiving. You're attaching the energy of obligation to that exchange that takes place between you and another person. Be willing to
I
receive
was
that.
the affirmation that you just said. I'm willing to receive without being bound.
By the obligation of the exchange. We feel obligated to our parents, to our siblings, to our friends. If somebody has given us a good gift or an expensive gift, we feel we have to return it. Then every time something is coming to you, it is your energy which is saying that you need to give it back. What if you could change that? Yeah? Now, and why detachment? Because when you're doing something, you're willing to receive it in a certain way. You're so fixated and you're trying to control the outcome of it. When I do this, I shall receive this. So we are limiting our receiving. Suppose you've done a brilliant talk, or suppose you've gone out and done a brilliant healing. Now, along with the remuneration or the salary or the payment that you're supposed to receive, if somebody wants you to receive a gift, a token of love from their side, how obligated and heavy does it feel? Because how many times have you believed, I'm doing a noble service, how can I receive money or anything more for that? How strong have we made that thought? I've had that big in my universe, that when I'm doing something noble, how can I, nullify it with the monetary exchange? But that's not true. It's the energy. It's the love. So we are willing to receive love. We are willing to receive kindness because we are all coexisting in that oneness. And faith. So there is this beautiful story of Khalil Gibran. In his village, all the horses were being stolen. And he believes that no, my horse is safe. His horse was the only one that was left. Everybody else's horses in the village were stolen. And he was like, no, my horse is safe. And he was riding on his horse one day and he met a beggar. And that beggar looked so unhealthy, undernourished. And he felt pity for the beggar and he said, what can I do for you? So the beggar said, I just have to cross a little way ahead. That's my usual path. And could you just give me a ride? And Khalil Gibran said, sure, why don't you get onto my horse? So the beggar got onto the horse and Khalil Gibran got off the horse. And the minute this happened, the beggar, he pushed the pony and rode away. And from behind, Khalil Gibran shouted, hey, there is a bag under the saddle that has more money. Take the money, take the horse, but don't tell anybody that you did this to me because I don't want their faith to be shattered. So as a society, there is so much that we build on. Even in this current pandemic, we have built this whole fear around the disease. However, so many of us who are more aware, who know that there is so much more learning and deeper awareness and deeper connection with one's own self is building during this pandemic. That is our responsibility to increase. How if we could increase people's faith by just letting somebody know, don't worry, you're only getting better from here. Instead of saying, oh God, there's a neighbor who is sick, you must be careful. Our words have that energy and that power to shift somebody else's universe. Let's work on that. Let's not bury ourselves under the fears, the negativity, the toxicity of everything that is around us. Let's build on the faith that expands. We are always trying to understand, and symbols, because we've been talking so much about symbols. We are always trying to understand and analyze what something means to us, how we perceive it. But there's always another side to it. So let's be open and be in allowance of this, right? One word that you see when you see this picture.
Season.
Yes. What else? Sorry?
Cycle.
So when you sow a seed, it grows and it changes and it has its phases, and there are cycles. There are moon cycles, there are sun cycles, and there are seasons, and we call it the gestation, right? So when you start your journey onto receiving, and you start receiving little, don't become scared, because there will be changes into receiving and there will be changes into your own personality. Be willing to take it all in your stride and move ahead. You will not be the same person you were 5, 7, 10 years ago, and people will still continue to judge you. But you know your journey. So stay true to your belief. Stay true to your being. And that is the real gift of you. That is the real you. Acknowledge it, love it, embrace it. Oops. So while we are doing this talk, the space has been energized, and what I'm sending through the communication is a lot of Reiki energy. This is also the Reiki symbol, and Reiki is truly the journey that connects us to a higher consciousness. So there is the earth sphere, and there is us who are being cooked in our challenges and ripening to our true potential and going ahead on our higher consciousness to do the divine dance. Are you willing to receive love, kindness, joy, abundance, money, criticism, judgments? Are you willing to let go of all the emotional trauma and the toxic people who you will be meeting on this path? And are you willing to continue to work towards your sadhana as a spiritual seeker? This is a promise that you need to make to yourself today, and be aware that it may not be an easy journey, but it'll take you to where you truly desire to go. So be willing to receive the lessons, the love, the kindness, the challenges, the obstacles, and all the possibilities that come on your way. We live in a world of vibrations. Your thoughts, your words. Lack, want is a word of lack. Desire is a word of generation. So choose what your vibrational energy is with your ask. We're all connected. When you choose to expand your world, when you choose to receive, everyone around you will open themselves to receiving you. Everyone else around you will have ease with who you are when you accept your own self. Be willing to be there. Be willing to go there. And be willing to be you courageously. There is a reason why you are here. Make the most of it. And it is as easy as asking for something, knowing that yes, you have called for it and it's on your way. Like when you make an online delivery, you make a payment for an online delivery, it gives you a couple days in which it will come to you and you know it will. Similarly, when you make an ask and when you choose a path, be willing to go through the possibilities that show up and don't think of them as challenges or obstacles, because they are making you more of who you are. When you're being judged as selfish because you're not going out drinking with your friends, you know why you chose what you chose. When you're being judged for being a mother who is too caring or too committed to her children, you know why you chose what you chose. When you're being judged as a daughter who's not giving time and attention to her parents, you know what you're choosing, why you're choosing. When you're being blamed as a spouse for not being responsible for an adult who can very well look after themselves, you know why you choose what you choose. So stay true to your journey. Stay true to the matrix that you've committed yourself to. Become aware of your journey that you have had thus far. It wasn't easy, but the space where it has got you to is beautiful. So hold that path, hold that emotion, and please sip some water. Just bringing up so much for me. When you light a candle, what happens? It's not just you who can see the other things around you. The room lights up. Your internal consciousness lights up. And you just change the world for so many other people around you, especially if you're a teacher. When you know and you're aware of what your challenges have been, it is so much easier to communicate to the little ones, the younger ones who are more pure, more open to receive all that life is offering to them, and make them believe in the purity that they truly are. So would you like to just take 2 minutes, close your eyes, go through your journey so far, go through the most difficult phases in your life. You received something that brought ease to your world. You received something that changed the way you perceived yourself. Something in you changed. What was that? And what place did it bring you to? Are you familiar with the changes that you have been through while you were on that struggle, while you were unlayering, while you were staying focused? Because you had a vision. You knew what you were willing to do, be, and have to have more ease in your world. Are you willing to practice and expand that energy today? Are you willing to receive more of that? Are you willing to open yourself to new people who can contribute and bring ease to your life? And let go of all those belief patterns that taught you life is a struggle. Only then will you shine. Yes, a diamond will come out of the coal, but not necessarily that you have to really break it or rub it so hard. What if you could have ease with all the shiny brightness that you're opening yourself out to be now. Get a sense of the light which is coming down to you from above the skies. Get a sense of the lightness in your body and release all that stored bitterness, anger, irritation, and all the times you were judged because you were not worthy or you were made to believe that you're not worthy. And forgive yourself for every time you made yourself wrong for something that was actually your gift. If you spoke up out of turn and you were asked to be quiet, you were being your gift. Let go of that limiting belief that girls should be quiet. Younger people should not speak in front of elders. Money can only come to people who work hard or who do wrong things. Money is also an energy, and you can receive it with as much ease as anybody else, as long as you change your perception of being right, wrong, or just being the energy. So yes, stay true to your higher consciousness. Stay true to your being, and yet receive all the ease, all the messages, all the help, all the love, all the kindness from nature, from your angels, from anybody who's willing to gift it to you. And have no obligation about giving anything back to that person. In time, everybody gets what they signed up for. Just be willing to receive it when it is coming to you with total ease. Thank you for receiving this Reiki. Allow it to heal any emotional bond, promise, oath, vow that you may have had with yourself or anybody else. Allow it to release you of any bondage that you may be holding on to with anybody or any situation. And feel liberated, feel free, and cut all attachment with things, with people, and commit to your own life right now in this very moment. Reiki energy is a beautiful energy that fills your heart with love, gives you the power to stay focused on your goals, and connects you to your divine consciousness. Thank you for receiving this. Touch the top of your head, your neck, your shoulders, your elbows, your heart, your stomach, your kidneys, your knees, and the soles of your feet. So rub the soles of your feet with your thumbs. Touch your heart again and just say, thank you, Reiki. Thank you for energizing me. Thank you for filling me with love and gratitude. You can rub your palms together, cup your eyes. Take a deep breath in and release everything that you want to let go of, and fill yourselves with a lot more conscious energy. Thank you so much for being here.